Hello world, WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of Minecraft Invasion. So what I was gonna check before heading out is I will want to eventually work on a spawner. So one way to do a spawner is the power spawner, or I'll make a broken spawner and construct it so it's something a bit better. Refurbished mob spawner, not sure if I'm able to do that. So if I take a broken spawner and use a soul binder with 2.5 million RF, I can have it spawn whatever the heck I want. I don't know if that requires RF in order to use. I'm guessing not. There's also the powered spawner, which requires the slice and spice, it seems. Vibrant alloy, not that bad. Machine chassis. Already looked at that. Electrical steel as well as a monster head. I think I have some of those. I'm not entirely sure. I probably don't. But it's not like it matters too much at this point in time. I'm just looking at and making sure that everything's actually working. Not sure why the heck I actually have stone here. I'm probably going to need to figure out where I can put all of this cobblestone in the interim. Maybe I can just void it. So that we avoid any impossible things that suck. We'll just actually look at this for a second. Let's set that to disable temporarily. We're going to need to set this so that it actually uses cobblestone in its thing, because we do not want this thing to mess up at all. By the way, where is my wrench? There we go. Come on. Sometimes configuring all this stuff is a bit of a hassle. I must admit that. So we'll set that back so that it insert. Now it should take all that cobblestone, and I should not see any cobblestone at all. Now what is this stuff? This stuff is crushed black quartz, which requires to be smelted, and we don't need to worry about that after all. Okay, so let's take that there. Now we need to take all of that out and actually apply this back into here. And the main reason I'm doing all that is because there's a bunch of stuff that shouldn't be there. This stuff shouldn't be here. This stuff shouldn't be here. So let's see if I can just throw it away. That somehow got there. I know how it got there. Not going to mention it much right now, but whatever. Okay, now what I wanted to check after this. So it is possible to make a powered spawner. The end goal is to get as much experience as possible. This probably requires energy. This stuff probably does not. I think I have all the materials in order to make a broken spawner. In fact, I have a broken spawner. The next thing I want to see is if there's an experience drain. So XP drain singularity tank. So mob grinding utils seems to be the thing. So just 2 eyes of ender, iron bars, and a singularity tank. This should store experience like a drain. So if there's any experience orbs on the ground, it should suck them up. Now, is there anything else that is able to do similar? Base inventory expander. Doesn't seem like it is this case. That looks helpful. Anyway, so that does not seem like I'm going to be able to get that right away. So I should look at that at another point in time. Find out what stuff here I can get rid of and sort. And then eventually get all the upgrades that I need to continue this system so that it's actually good. There's probably some stuff that is stuck here, like this black quartz, which I'm going to have to focus on at a later point in time. But for now, I think it's a good idea for me to continue and work on the rest of my quests, because I have been faltering at this. I should work on them as much as humanly possible, because it's the only way I'm going to be able to finish this map pack. Not map pack, but you know what I mean. Okay, so first things first, probably the easiest of all of these is sugarcane. So let's get this. Ew, that's a bit of a problem. Not as much of a problem as running out of quartz, but anyway, so let's get that. That is done. We got that. I'll just throw this in here temporarily. And while I'm doing this, I might as well talk about random stuff. So, lately I've been having a few issues with my computer. Well, at least my network. So, as a lot of you probably know, I play Final Fantasy 14. And there's probably a bunch of people currently grabbing a paper bag so that they can stop themselves from playing it again, because, oh my gosh, it is kind of a time sink, and I don't know what you'll be able to do with your life. Might as well while I'm talking about this. Anyways, I am currently on the latest raid tier. This is the first time I've ever been on an on-content raid tier. So, for the people who do not raid, I might as well talk about it because it will be helpful to keep everybody abreast of the situation. Why do I have lily pads? Probably shouldn't have lily pads. Those should probably be voided, but I'm going to avoid that for the time being. So that's there. I can throw those back. So raiding is, you have this boss in a dungeon, and you want, not a dungeon, a dedicated zone, and you want to beat it because getting experience is a lovely thing to happen. Now, how did the lead... I don't know. I'll worry about that and fix that once I'm finished talking about stuff. Now, it requires a lot of focus because there are many things going on at a given time. So, in this case, it's called Omega Savage. And there are a lot of AoE markers on the ground that it's best to avoid. I main a healer in the game because for some reason I find healing nice and relaxing compared to getting as high DPS as possible. Now that is all well and good when you're not in a thing that requires constant attention because, oh my gosh, the healing output that is required is enough to make you go insane. And that, well, at least alcohol. Lots of alcohol probably will be had for the duration of the stuff. Probably don't need the rest of this 10 nuggets, but I'll just keep that there. Anyways, continuing on with what I'm trying to say. So, I heal, and I need to avoid AoE markers, which are obviously shown on the ground. Now, if you have any sort of lag, it gets kind of difficult because, well, those AoE markers, it depends on where you are on the server side, not the client side. So if you can't avoid them because your internet decided to go, hey, let's have a 3-second lag spike, even though you were out of it on your end, you weren't actually out of it and get good. Vegetable oil, what can I actually use? Dang, it'd be helpful if I actually had my beets. But apparently that's not going to be what's available in this situation. Let's throw that away. So let's get a bit of bone meal and grow some of the seeds that I have. Industrial hemp, not going to be able to do that. Where is... Did carrots work? Let's see. Did carrots work? Carrots work, and they are pretty efficient from what I remember. Okay, so let's just do this. And I think we only need the 1 carrot here because I can just spam it. So, just since Saturday, I've started to get some intermittent lag spikes, so every now and then I'd get a huge bit of lag and I wouldn't be able to control it and basically die. And because I'm a healer, and which basically means that I need to be alive, thank you very much, to heal everybody else's butts up, and because this is on content stuff, and because Omega Savage is, like the name suggests, completely savage, I had to not continue raiding for a while because it will become, well, essentially impossible for me to do so. So, it's been a couple days since I last tried. Not really a couple days, it actually was this Saturday, but essentially, yeah, it kind of sucked. I wasn't able to down the boss, and that means I'm going to have to wait a bit until I'm able to do so. Okay, so let's actually continue focusing on the book. So, book him. Might as well actually read this. Having to search through recipes can be a bit tough. Use this book to help the process out a bit and save yourself some time. So, cooking for blockheads. Let's look at what this is. Blockheads. Good job. Cooking for blockheads seemed to be a few different ones. So recipe book shows foods you can make with the things that you have in your inventory. Can craft foods using the things you have in... This is helpful. Requires just the regular crafting tables, but this just requires smelting a book. That is weird. I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of weird. So let's get this. And done! Okay, so let's see what this is. Not enough ingredients, very helpful. Select an item on the right to see its recipe. Ha! Recipe. Obviously not helpful. Let's see. Garden soup. It probably only shows the stuff that you have all the ingredients for. So let's get some water chestnuts and some stock. Probably need some more water chestnuts. And we're also going to need to get our better ingredients here, because Papa John's this kind of isn't. So we got that. Okay, so, ooh, that is nice. So we can't craft using this book, but it does show us the recipe using the stuff that we have. This is actually very helpful. How many crafting tables do I have? I'm down. I need 2 more crafting tables for the inventory panel, I'm pretty sure. So I am going to need to go out and get some more, but this definitely seems like something I'm going to want to keep in my back pocket for later. Maybe when I actually do a bit more cooking, if I end up doing a bit more cooking, because it looks like I am fine for now. Anyways, manual detection might be good if that's actually in my inventory for that part. So manual detection, I get stuffed eggplants, which is one form of food, and I need cooking for blockheads 2, which gives me a cooking table. Okay, so cooking for blockheads 2, we already saw it require rickety crafting tables. I'm gonna need to get more crafting tables anyway, since I am low, but that is something that I can actually work my way towards. And I might as well get that out of there, get that out of there, because I have the ability to do that now. And let's get rid of the stuffed blockheads. Stuffed blockheads, very helpful. There we go. So, cooking table. What does the cooking table do for us? Select an item on the... Okay, so does this actually cook for us is the question I want answered for us. So let's get a stack of this again. Yes, it does. Ooh, that is very simple to use. I can just click it and do a bunch of that. And it doesn't use durability. That's the thing I should keep in mind. Ooh, because it doesn't use durability, it means I can just be very willy-nilly about all this stuff, and I don't have to worry about that. That is actually a very good, useful thing to have, and I'm glad that I have that. Okay, so we also have this, and that is not what I wanted to do. Thank you very much. Anyways, that's where I am at all that stuff. So, oven, sink. So, placing the kitchen blocks directly next to each other will create a multi-block structure. Cooking has never been so simple. Okay, so an oven and a sink. These are probably helpful for other stuff. So, let's bring this stuff up here. We can make this our cooking corner. Don't need that. I highly doubt I need that at least. So, oven. So the oven requires glass, iron, and a furnace. I think I have a furnace on my person. So that's never been so simple before. Haha. And we're also going to need iron, which I think we are trying to cook up right now. I don't have any iron in here right now, do I? Because there's all this stuff deciding to be annoying. Let's check here, see where our iron at. Only got 1 piece of iron there. We must have more iron. There's no way that we're limited to this amount of iron. That'd be silly. That'd probably be accurate to what we have, though. Unless I am completely blanking on what iron looks like. We might be out of iron. Which would not be very helpful, but stranger things have happened. Let me look around a bit. Iron. So, iron bars, very helpful. Iron pieces. And we got some of those things, which I don't think I'll be able to process. Use of this, I don't think I'm able to process that either. So let's check this. Use, no point. And not gonna have a wolf because you know how well that turned out the last time I tried to have a wolf companion, i.e. it didn't. But it seems we are currently out of iron. Which kind of sucks, honestly. So it looks like I'm gonna need to go out to get some iron, because if I don't have any whatsoever, it means that I can't continue with any of the quest stuff, because a lot of the stuff is iron heavy, and I do need my iron in order to survive. So I think we're gonna need to go out. Now let's see, where is my armor? Got the dark steel boots and got a steel helmet. So let's put on our steel helmet. We're going to be blind a bit. And we got our crossbow. I know that repairing will not be good. Let's sort my inventory because we'll make a small expedition and then we can see what we need. We are out of power on this. Not entirely sure why that is. I thought we had a surplus of power. Probably... Huh. Wait a second. Ooh, we're out of water. That's not... No, that's not the case. Okay, so why is it that... I guess we hit peak capacity for all this stuff? I don't know. I'll just make sure to keep note of it. And it shouldn't matter how dark it is, because I am going to the ruins to ruin a few people's day. Okay, so our stuff for traveling is nice and charged, and we have our offensive equipment that should be able to keep us alive. Our defensive equipment as well that should keep us alive, so let us go into the Merry Blue Yonder. The idea is not what our original one was, to get experience, but it's to make sure that we can get more iron so that we can continue. Now, there are a lot of things that are going to be a lot more powerful than we're used to, because this is raid tier 6 and we have not actually managed to find all of the nice wonderful things that are to offer. Oh god. Nope, this is a bad clue. Okay, why, for the love of God, am I doing this in the nighttime? Bad things spawn in the nighttime. Okay, laser creepers. They hurt a lot. And I almost died there. So, yeah. I'm gonna have to be a bit more careful. But we're gonna have to do some light raiding, it seems. So let's see what we have available to us. It seems like nothing is a problem here. We got that thing here. Got a crafting table as well. Gotta keep my eye out and gotta be careful of lag, because apparently it is deciding to lag right now. Lava there. But the main thing that I need to worry about, if I just get a bit of iron, I should be good for now. But I'm gonna need to... One of the main things I'm gonna need to do is to change my system so that instead of all of the random stuff I'm getting, I need to focus it so that it is generating more iron ore than anything else. So if we look at iron ore, check the recipe for it. Apparently that is not very helpful. Iron ore recipe, so smelting, obviously all that stuff. I think... Okay, recipe for this. I need to get a white lens. Clear lens gives 4% chance. This gives us almost 10% chance. Obviously 10 is a lot better than what I'm getting right now, so I should worry about doing that instead. Ooh, that is probably enough, and I can convert these as well. So let's grab this stuff. That was junk. And that was basically what I needed. So let's get this. Let's make a white lens. And yeah, we're gonna need better armor. Dark steel, I believe, was mentioned to be the better armor. So dark steel should be easy enough to make, but considering I am going to need to actually get some steel, i.e. some iron, in order to make all that stuff, I guess I should worry about generating some more from my natural, quote-unquote, natural methods, instead of all this stuff that I'm currently using. So let's go throw this in here so that it's actually gaining some energy. That is not a good sign. What is this used for? Empower, I can make that. Ooh, that's very helpful. It's used to craft crystals. Okay, so it's helpful in some way. Vibrant capacitor bank requires these. What's the recipe for this? The recipe for this, I already mentioned it. No, it's just that. It's not really that special, honestly. Can get rid of that also. Need to process this. What's the best way to process this again? Crusher, obviously. Crusher actually is the best way to do this, but I don't have that, so let's just use the sag mill. Sag mill, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Sag mill, ba-da-da-da-da. I am saying random words because it's fun. Powdered zinc, bunch of stuff. Okay, so now that the sag reality has hit us, let's actually continue with the kitchen. We got one rickety crafting table. Woohoo! I am so happy for that accomplishment. So, actually, let's get the white lens. So the white lens requires what? Just a bit of bone meal, and all it needs is that clear lens as well. So let's get that. Go up here. Go to our thing over here. And get this. Don't break. Don't break. There we go. So clear lens, bone meal, white lens. Yay! I'm focused. Woohoo! If only I actually activate. Please. 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 Please work. Please. Unless it needs more than... There we go. It took a while to actually sense the fact that it had a new direction in its life. So what were we trying to do? We were trying to make an oven, which required... Does it need black stained glass? Probably does, apparently. One of this. And we already had all the glass that we need. One of these. And this was just to make the bloody oven. I'm guessing the pantry is going to take a fortune as well. So one of this... And this, probably don't need this anymore. And let's actually continue processing this. Getting gritty. So we just need to make sure that's actually detected in our quest. There we go. Boom! Yay. And we can just put all the stuff in there. Okay, that's nice. What's the other thing that we needed? We needed a sink. Takes everything but the kitchen sink to make the sink, I'm sure. And just a bit more wood, as well as the water that I have. Definitely have the water on my person, yep. Okay. Do not question my motives or abilities, capabilities, flatch abilities, something like that, I don't know. Yeah! Actually, how much water do you have? 1,000 millibuckets, very helpful. Still no seeds. So, iron and logs, apparently, which I got all that. Do not pick that up, please. Thank you. And give me that again. Okay, so now that we have that done, we can place that down. And it said it makes a multi-block. Cooking oven, I don't know. So, let's see. Placing the kitchen blocks directly next to each other will create a multi-block structure. Cooking has never been so simple. Okay, so apparently that should be what I need. Not sure what the sink does, though. Let's actually remove the sink and check the GUI. And there doesn't seem to be any change, so there's no point in that. Let's check what the fridge does. Get that. Place the fridge down. I'm not seeing the single GUI. Not seeing the single GUI. Kitchen blocks. Let's check. Is there anything else? Toaster, very helpful. Tool rack, milk jar, ooh. Sink, provides water to recipes. Fridge stores ingredients for recipes. Oven. So it might actually use, if I put stuff there, it might be able to get all the stuff from that. That might be the case. So if that was the case, all I'd need to do is take all this stuff and take a couple water chestnuts, like so. Throw this and this in here. Throw... yes, I saw it. I saw it. That works? No, that's not that. Throw that and that. Okay, I wish I could shift-click that in. The mortar and pestle doesn't seem to work. What mod is this from? I forget. Let's check. The pot is from Pam's. Okay, so let's check Pam's. Ooh, that was a mistake and a half. There is a lot of stuff in here. Let's try to find the actual tool that fits in there, because this does seem like it will be simpler than before. Okay, just have to find the darn pot and pan and Pam's. Okay, I know that's a frying pan, and this is probably a cooking pan, so I can probably do that later. Oh, there we go. So, saucepan, as well as skillet pan, which are simple enough things to make, but I don't think there's any point in me doing that right now. So, already got that. There's hanging around, so spice rack and tool rack. And I can put utensils in here. So this, okay, I got skillet and pot, and I need the saucepan. Okay, so already have, do I have the bakeware? Mixing bowl is not bakeware. Okay, that's unfortunate. Okay, so let's make that after saying okay so many times. Tool rack requires some metal bits and iron nuggets, as well as some oak slabs. Don't have the slabs, that's unfortunate. So let's get that. And we will get our iron supplement. Guess we're gonna have to do this the hard way. The iron hard way. No joke was intended. Don't read too much into this. And we need the spice rack. Spice rack seems to be a bit easier to make than the other things. So now that we have that, we got that and that. Although we don't need that. We need to make bakeware as well, which requires porcelain clay, bone meal, and clay. That is easy enough to make. Do we have any more clay in here? No, we don't. So let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Combine 8. Combine these together in here, and then combine them in the crafting grid over here, and get the bakeware. Yay! So we can throw these in here. So bakeware, check. Saucepan, check. And already have the pot, so can we reuse that? No, probably not. Use of pot. That was a loaded statement. What is the use of pot? Hard to tell. So spice rack can store ingredients. Tool rack probably is like the mortar and pestle. Yes, that works. Probably can have multiple tool racks. But this should store everything. Mixing bowl as well? Yeah, probably. Okay, so that is actually useful. So now, that's good. There's painted black, so black lotus. Okay, that's not as easy to get as the other things. Juicy, though. Strawberry juice and a juicer. So, juicer, I guess, will be the final thing I need this episode. So, stone and a stone pressure plate. So, that and that. That and that. What else did it require? Any type of juice? Any type of juice. Okay, so carrot juice is gonna be juice enough for me. Gonna need to do a juice right. Juice right. Didn't need a bottle also? Use. Carrot juice. Carrot juice requires sugar and a glass bottle. Wonder what we've been doing with our glass bottles all this time. I wonder. Probably not something I am gonna really bother with, but let us quickly make some bottles, because I doubt we have any lying around, because that's not something I'm gonna be keeping around, honestly. It's not you, boy, it's me. And I know that I can actually do that. So let's do that. We've got the juicer. Also need another tool rack. Let's do that. Spice rack. That was a spice rack. Might as well make the tool rack then. But we don't have that. Got that. Okay. Make 2 more of those. Might as well. Because they probably are going to prove useful. These probably would have been more useful earlier on in the run, so to speak. So I'll have to keep this in mind at a future point in time. But for now, I think that is good enough. Let's put that. Actually, we got that all ready to go. So I get a lot of carrot juice. Good food. And we got some more quests out of the way. So I think the request that I'm going to have for myself is make sure that we actually have some more iron going on. And we're going to need to make sure that all this stuff is processed. So I'll need to place more of these lovely drawers to make sure that we get all of this powdered zinc. Actually, the zinc is easy enough. Powdered platinum, what did that come from? Let's just throw this in here because that is going to be helpful. But we don't have a zinc area. Powdered platinum can be smelted. Arc furnace, alloy smeltered, or furnace stirred. So let's put that there. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of Minecraft Invasion. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. Let's not die this time, which would be very bad for me. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.